This guy flipped off some police officers, and now they're looking for any reason to write him tickets.
Several things. You gotta have both hands on your bicycle while you're riding. 2, you can't be riding your bicycle on the sidewalk. 3, you're going the wrong direction. So go ahead and give me your ID or your information.
I don't have an ID. I need one run out of
My advice
by name and date of birth out of Florida.
Flip off the police, make sure you're not breaking any laws while you're doing it. I'm waiting for the proper forms I need to use to write in an actual ticket for you. Because I was just going to give you a written warning for your violations, but because you're such a joy to deal with, then I'm going to write you tickets. $300 for the tickets. All right? I'm just going to give him a ticket for the handlebars. All right, sir. I'm giving you a citation for riding your bicycle in the opposing lanes of traffic. This is your copy. You have 2 options. One, you can take it to court to contest it, or pay the fine of $64.50. Have a wonderful day.
You too, asshole.
What did I just say in the last video? Fear not, because these 2 types of videos you're going to see over and over again. That being the so-called felony stop of innocent people, with cops pointing their guns at innocent people like I covered in my last video, or people flipping off the cops and then the cops retaliating against them in violation of the First Amendment. This is one of those cases. This comes to us from Daytona Beach, Florida, courtesy of Jeff Gray of Honor Your Oath Civil Rights Investigations, who also did a video on this because he is the one who found out about it and FOIA'd the original footage, and he graciously provided it to me. Let's take a look at the footage. So this guy is apparently riding a bicycle down a sidewalk along a busy highway in Daytona Beach, Florida. He flips off a cop or cops, and now they stop and the cavalry rolls in, and they're looking for any BS violation to write him a ticket for.
5-4 being around.
I got P5.
You're riding your bicycle. First, several things. You gotta have both hands on your bicycle while you're riding. 2, you can't be riding your bicycle on the sidewalk. 3, you're going the wrong direction. So go ahead and give me your ID or your information.
I don't have an ID.
All right, well, do me a favor. Give this officer your information. Name and date of birth.
Mark Bellingham. You said Mark?
Yep.
M-A-R-K? Yep. I hereby invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Just listen up for George Celtic. I need one run out of
My advice
by name and date of birth out of Florida.
Flip off the police, make sure you're not breaking any laws while you're doing it.
Is your ID out of Florida? What's that? Motherfucker. If I pull my phone out of my pocket? It's right here. Yeah, no, don't do that right now. Don't reach into your pockets for me. I need you to write your name and badge numbers down.
Much younger, maybe at a much younger age,
Write it. What's that? Okay. What are you writing me a ticket for?
He'll explain it to you. I'm not sure which of the violations he's going to write, but... What's that?
Mr. Bellingham, what's your current address?
Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
Okay, so this, you don't have an option. Okay, because you refuse to give me, let me confirm where you live. I can't write you a citation, or let alone a written warning. Therefore, I'm going to put you in jail.
You have an address.
What is your address?
Have an address.
What is your address?
Have an address.
Last chance. I'm going to put you in jail.
For what? Obstruction?
You're very smart.
I am.
So what's your address? is your address?
You can need my name of birth, name and date of birth. That's all I'm required to.
Okay. I need a address for you.
I have an address.
No, I do not. You have 2 addresses listed. Very well. So, normally, I just do. I really don't care. But I just give him a written warning for his violations. Yep. But since he wants to make the job harder, then I'm gonna get Mom and see if we can print out the forms to where we can write him citywide violations.
Okay.
So it's about $100 per violation. There's 3 violations.
Okay.
It's important to point out here that this police officer has admitted multiple times now on video that this is a retaliatory action that he is taking, that he doesn't usually write tickets for this sort of thing. He would give a warning, but he's admitting that he did it because this guy flipped him the bird and he thinks he's being difficult. In other words, he's admitting that he's doing it in retaliation for this guy engaging in protected First Amendment speech. So keep that in mind. Let's continue.
I'm waiting for the proper forms I need to use to write an actual ticket for you. So I was just going to give you a written warning for your violations, but because you're such a joy to deal with,
So you're gonna.
and I'm going to write you tickets. $300 for the tickets. All right.
You a sergeant? You a supervisor?
That is Sergeant, yes.
Speak to your supervisor, please.
Sure.
Another thing worth pointing out real quick, the supervisor pulls up and this guy explains to the supervisor what this Officer Tough guy is doing. And clearly the supervisor could care less. And usually that's indicative of a department where a guy like this tough guy with his shaved head, his tattoos, and his muscles thinks that he can bully and wants to bully just a guy riding his bicycle down the street. These sorts of environments cannot exist without supervisors approving of that sort of behavior.
What? Are you the supervisor? Yep. Can I talk to you? I'd like to know what I'm being cited for.
I think he's already explained it to you, hasn't he?
He hasn't tried to meet any laws that I broke. I'm allowed to ride on the sidewalk.
You are?
I'm allowed to ride on this side of the sidewalk according to Florida state law. There's crossing right there. That's where I'm going.
You don't have to use both hands?
Not all the time. I don't. You want to write me that? Go
City
ahead.
of Beach city ordinances.
All right.
I'm asking you a question.
He's ready to take this one. I flicked him off. You guys are retaliatory if I pull him in. I'll see you.
Don't you just love Florida? I'm from Florida. There are cops everywhere in Florida, absolutely everywhere, because it's full of old people who are afraid of their own shadow. Remember, freedom is scary. In Florida, you can be very safe because, look, you have 3 cops who have nothing better to do than to intimidate, retaliate against, and bully this guy who is just riding his bicycle down the sidewalk. And where the hell else is he going to ride his bicycle? I mean, look at this busy road. There's nowhere else to ride his bicycle. They know that. And you'll see at the end, when they give him the tickets, they let him continue on riding down the sidewalk. Do they follow him and give him more tickets because there's anywhere else for him to ride? No.
Alpha 21 Central. 3 Alpha 2 what? Can you put me on 50's call, please? You said 15's call? Sorry, 50. Copy.
All right, sir. I'm giving you a citation for riding your bicycle in the opposing lanes of traffic. This is your copy. You have 2 options. One, you can take it to court to contest it, or pay the fine of $64.50. Have a wonderful day. It's on there. Officer Best.
Officer Johnson.
good.
911 check at West Side. There's no emergency. Can I close this?
Yeah, cool.
Having engaged traffic on the wrong side of the road, on the sidewalk.
I'm also holding a narcotics complaint at Checkers, a trespasser at 288 North Nova, and 2 warrant attempts.
Narcotics complaint.
And see what I mean? When they let him go, he just continued on as he had been. Yet I have a copy of the ticket they wrote him, and this is obviously complete BS, but here's the ticket. Riding against traffic on wrong side of roadway sidewalk. I have no idea whether that's illegal in the city of Daytona Beach, Florida. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it because, like I said, Florida, the old people, they love their cops. They love to make absolutely everything illegal. The main point here really is not whether or not that law is on the books, because the evidence would no doubt show they don't routinely or generally write people citations for that. That's basically admitted here. So what we have, constitutionally speaking, in my opinion, a First Amendment violation, specifically First Amendment retaliation. Why? Because it is a retaliatory prosecution. It was literally in response to protected First Amendment speech, which, as I've done numerous videos on, flipping the bird to the police, expressing your criticism to the police, whether it's on a t-shirt, a billboard, your finger, words coming out of your mouth, whatever. To criticize your government is one of the most important protections that we have under the First Amendment. So this guy criticized his government, criticized police on duty in uniform, marked police cars, and in retaliation for that, they engaged in this stop, which took a long time, involved 3 police cars, and they insulted him, ultimately wrote him a ticket, made all sorts of threats. And what was the purpose? The purpose was to chill his free speech, to punish him for his free speech, to serve as a warning to him not to do it again, or a warning to others not to do it again. Or it's just because, I mean, look at this guy. I mean, he gets off on being a bully. I have no doubt about that. It's not like it's just some bully on the street bullying somebody. I mean, he's so tough, this tough guy with his tattoos and his muscles. He has to use his badge and his gun and his buddies and his buddies with badges and guns to bully this unarmed guy on a bicycle. I mean, you have to be just really tough to get off on something like that. Hopefully he can beat these criminal charges, and somebody let me know if he does. If he beats those criminal charges, then there may be a lawsuit there, and it would depend in part on somebody getting a FOIA request in to see how many other people have been written a citation for the same thing, assuming that this is even illegal. If this is the first one, or they've only done it a couple of times, then perhaps there is a case there for First Amendment retaliation. As always, thanks for watching. Subscribe both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. Follow me on Facebook at John H. Bryant, Attorney at Law. Also on Twitter, John Bryant ESQ, where I post a lot of completely unrelated history stuff and some legal stuff. Remember, freedom is scary, especially in Daytona Beach, Florida. Deal with it.